To my immediate Northeast State family and colleagues, Tuan Nguyen needs no introduction. But to those of you in the community, he was a graduate of Northeast State most recently with a 4.0. He was a Phi Theta Kappa chair. He was a math tutor in trio. He was a dream scholar. He is so many things, and he's going to share a little bit about his path to Northeast State and that he's at MTSU. Did I get that right? You're at MTSU now?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Do catch everybody up where you are, what you're doing, and how you are.
So I was lucky enough to get the honor transfer here to MTSU, and I've been here since the fall. Part of it's been a pretty good transition, and honestly, a lot of the classes at Northeast helped me prepare for the classes here at MTSU. A lot of the things I did in Phi Theta Kappa has really helped me with the honors program because one of our biggest things we have to write a thesis before we graduate, and being PTK, we did some research intensive papers and things like that. So I kind of know which way to go with that, and that's really helped give me a leg up in a lot of things. But besides that, just trying to get by and just attending classes.
Your path to Northeast State was not traditional in a sense, but now you are looking at finishing out your baccalaureate degree. You've got aspirations that you'll share a little bit more about. If you wouldn't mind to share with us how you ended up at Northeast State.
Yeah, I'm definitely a non-traditional student, and then I can mean that in a bunch of different ways. Uh, you know, going through high school, I like to enjoy my fun and made some bad friends, made some bad decisions, and fell into that spiraling world of addiction that held me for about 10 years. It was tough. Uh, Tennessee really saved me because that's when I was in Washington State in the Seattle area, and I just knew I had to get out of there to try to do something different. And I came down here and just started working, doing nails, and just moved on up from just working to managing to actually owning my own nail salon. And then luckily, Tennessee came up with the Tennessee Reconnect program. I was like, a free associates, why not? So I went to Northeast, and then I kind of fell in love with just the whole academia and Northeast and just everything about it. And I'm like, well, I want to try to continue my education and see if I can see how far I can take it. And now I'm just along for the ride.
As a small business owner taking a full load, I can imagine that was a bit challenging, but you did a lot more than just attend classes. You were also the leader of our student government at Northeast State class. You also you shared a little bit about your personal struggles and triumphs. You set up, I believe, what was Tennessee's first Students Hope Recovery Program at a community college level. Did I get that right?
Yeah, Student Hope was the first kind of drug addiction recovery program for any community college in the state of Tennessee, and one of the first ones just in any college in Tennessee. But Vanderbilt and a couple other schools already had stuff. But yeah, we were the first one at the community college, and with the whole opioid epidemic, we know that this current generation and the ones coming up, they faced a lot of issues, and I'm familiar with a lot of those issues. So we thought a program like Student Hope could maybe help them transition from that into seeing what an education could get them in the world.
Well, you certainly had made and continue to make a big impact on Northeast State, even from where you're at in Middle Tennessee. I will say that anywhere you were on campus, Tuan, you were there. You had points of contact with just about everybody in the faculty and staff, and I'm sure they'd love to hear from you. So I'd like to take an opportunity for you to give those folks a shout out. They got to hear where you are and how you are, and I know they would love to know you're thinking about them.
Okay, well, I made a little short list. I'm sorry if I left anybody out. I don't mean anything by it, but I wanted to come something real quick. First off, I want to thank Jane and Teresa from PTK, Dr. Honeycutt and Dr. Dobbs. They helped me kind of nurture my more scholarly side and my more try to help the community where, for the longest time, I was a little bit selfish, just kind of worrying about me. And then with them, I found out how rewarding it is to give back and help out other people. For teachers, Wayne Loving, he's the reason that I got even interested in MTSU. It wasn't even on the map until he brought it up to me. And economics is my major, and he's part of the reason why I, wanted to stay in economics. Jim Kelly for just his method of teaching, his way to make the student try to use their own brain and critical thinking. It's just something that I think every teacher that needs to do. Is just, that's the way you really nurture the students, get them to think on their own instead of just regurgitate facts and things like that. Tabby Garmin, her history class just opened a whole new perspective for me on what history could be. Besides that, Lisa Poole, Trisha Crawford, they were all great professors. They all helped kind of mold the kind of student that I'm trying to become. But on a different note, Mark and Ms. Bev, being the president of class, I had a lot of contact with them through the year, and they're just great people. Ms. Bev is probably the nicest, sweetest lady there is. Any trouble I had, even if it had nothing to do with class, she was more than willing to help me, or she would know who to direct me to help me. And then he's retired now, but Greg Walters, and he was a big part of, especially with Achieving the Dream. I didn't even know or haven't heard about that until he told me that he recommended me for it. And then here's the application. I was like, what? I don't even know what this is. And then I didn't know how prestigious or honorable or how great of a program Achieving the Dream is. And that week I got to spend in DC right before COVID happened was probably one of the really memorable weeks that I got to spend and learn a lot during that time.
I know those folks will be proud to hear from you, and I appreciate you sharing a little bit about your classroom experience and about Mark and Miss Bev and about Greg. Those folks and everybody at Northeast State are really dedicated to seeing individuals like yourself realize their dreams. And part of your dream is to be an immigration lawyer, and I think maybe even to get your doctorate, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah. So right now, I'm kind of shooting for. At Memphis, there's a JD MBA program that I'm pretty interested in, but I know that's kind of a harder selective program to try to get into, and it'll be a lot of work. But I was trying to look into that. But my overall goal is try to be an immigration lawyer. But I know there's certain factors. It depends on how I do on some of the testing, LSAT, and things like that. But PhD is also a route that I really want to go to. Part of it is just I want to get into teaching at a collegiate level, especially at like a community college. I've realized the importance of what community college could provide, and I am a true advocate on. I think it's probably one of the better ways to go. It's just, it's that step where if you're not a great high school student, it helps you transition to become a great college student, where instead of jumping straight into college and floundering and say, oh, school is not for me, community college can provide so many, for the lower income, or just, there's just so many great opportunities with community college, and Northeast State represents all that. And, and I'm just really glad to be part of your guys' alumni program.
We're proud of you, Tuan, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish. I'm confident that LSAT has nothing on you. If you want to be an immigration lawyer, you will make all the difference in the lives of immigrants coming to this country looking for a better life for themselves and for their families. I wish you the very best at MTSU, and if it's Memphis you're headed for, we'll look forward to a long-distance conversation. We'll just have to figure out the timing, because I think we're a couple of hours off from the other end of the state.
Yeah, just a couple. Well, even here we're about an hour for difference. So.
Well, I appreciate you making time today. It's great to hear from you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Carson. Thank you for having me on, and thank you, Northeast, for everything that you've helped me achieve so far, and we're doing better things.
Take care.